Hi everyone, Arnold here, santamuertemagic.com. Thank you so much for tuning in. The topic of today's video is to charge or not charge a Santa Muerte altar statue. This video was inspired by a recent message I received asking about the charging of Santa Muerte statues. This is essentially a type of consecration, a ritual to declare something holy or to set something aside for a holy purpose. For many devotees, the act of charging an altar statue actually brings it to life or activates its power. I have talked about consecration and dedication rituals in the past, but this video is slightly different. The specific question I received was something to the effect of, I heard a Santa Muerte statue must be charged before use or it has no power. I believe they used the word useless. It must be charged or it's essentially useless. There was mention of an exception for statues made of natural materials, but that was basically the comment, followed by the question of, what are my thoughts? So this is how I responded. I'm just going to read from the response that I sent by email. I wrote, quote, "My first thought is that my thoughts should not matter, but I'm sure that's not the kind of answer you were looking for, so I offer you this. If we are all accepted by Santa Muerte, then she must accept those of us who charge our statues and those of us who do not. I understand why many people advise to charge your statues. I am willing to bet all those people who charge their statues have experienced spiritual success. But I know of people who have not charged their statues, including the non-natural statues, and experienced spiritual success as well. Can we discount their experiences? I think the secret is not the charging of the statue. I think the secret is that Santa Muerte allows anybody to form a relationship with her, and the people who are charging their statues are part of anybody. Personally, this sounds like a mark of Santa Muerte's Catholic roots. Not necessarily good or bad, but still a mark. Being raised by cultural Catholics, I know how much Catholic priests love to go around blessing things. They bless their church altars, they bless the wine and bread, they bless babies through baptism, they bless the dying through the last rites, they bless brides and grooms in holy matrimony. It makes a lot of sense that devotees in or from Catholic-influenced societies would make the connection to charge their statues before the statue's purpose becomes spiritual or official or activated. I remember learning in church that the bread and wine did not become the blood and body of Christ until the priest consecrated them. I remember learning that only a Catholic priest could perform a Catholic marriage ceremony, and Catholics living together without the blessing of the church through the priest were living in sin. This all sounds very gatekeeper to me. And that's the first gut reaction I get when I hear about rules that must be followed to be a devotee of Santa Muerte or to practice Santa Muerte magic. I have a nagging suspicion these rules, whether realized or not, are more about trying to draw a line in the sand that separates the knowledgeable or powerful from the rest of us. The problem is it's never Santa Muerte who draws that line. It's always drawn by a human hand. But even if it was a line drawn by Santa Muerte herself, remember what Santa Muerte teaches us above all, which is that everything must die. If this is true, then the lines in the sand are not exempt. The traditions of old are not exempt. That said, as I always say, magic and spirituality are very personal practices. Ultimately, you are the only one who has to be satisfied with your spiritual choices. You owe no explanations to anybody. You do not have to justify your spiritual practices to anybody. Your spiritual calling is between you and the spiritual. And besides, your life with Santa Muerte, my life with Santa Muerte, and everyone else's life with Santa Muerte will all end in the same place, in the open arms of holy death. I guarantee it. So do not be afraid to experiment. You can start with an uncharged statue and see how you feel about it. I encourage you to explore how you feel when you experience her imagery, the imagery of Santa Muerte. Explore where you think the bond between you and Santa Muerte comes from. Is it a bond that comes from your heart? Is it present no matter how far away you are from a charged statue? Or is it a bond that comes from something physical, a bond you were only able to feel after an earthly ritual was performed? Take as long as you need to contemplate these ideas, no matter what you decide, to charge your statues or not. I am sure you will end up exactly where Santa Muerte wants you to be, and I am certain your path will end in her arms, no matter which path you decide to take. End quote. So this person wanted my thoughts, and those are my thoughts. And I think I can start summarizing. Whether you charge your statue or not, Santa Muerte accepts us all. Whether you charge your statue or not, your journey will end in the same place as mine, in the same place as everyone else's, and that is in the arms of holy death. Even if these rules or traditions were established by Santa Muerte herself, Santa Muerte always reminds us that everything must die, everything must come to an end. And if all things must come to an end, then so must the rules and traditions whose time have come to pass. Hopefully I've explained everything clearly, but if not, as always, please get in touch if you have questions. You can reach me through the contact form on the website. There's also the Patreon messenger system and the Discord chat server. Thanks again for tuning in. Until next time. Bye.